Actually, could you turn it up in my ears a bit? Just a little bit.
The guy who just 5 minutes ago said he didn't need headphones at all, now he wants to tweak it just so that it's the right sound. Gosh darn.
Well, now it's weird. Okay.
No, it isn't. It's perfect.
Okay, you're right. Okay. Hey, everyone. My name is Josh Lablap. And what's your name here?
Hey there, I'm Parker Huser. Thanks for having me on your show today. Episode 1 of the High on Life podcast. This is exciting stuff, everybody. You know what's more exciting? The 4.5 hours we spent setting this up today. Well, we're doing it now. We're here.
Okay, so what happened was we wanted to do this about 3 hours ago, but we got into a lot of technical difficulties, and it's super late right now, but I'm glad we're here.
Yeah, it was a learning curve. We got some stuff out of the way, and it will certainly be easier and faster next time. So that's great.
Yeah, so we're here in Arjun's room. We're not in his room. We're in his, what do you call it?
Building's amenity room? I don't know.
Okay, his building's amenity room. We set up all these lights, these chairs, these microphones. We got the help of Ben. He's back there. He's controlling that camera that's moving right there right now. We got Arjun in the back there. We got Topmass and...
Well, you can say George, but I like Jorge.
George or Jorge. So yeah, this is the first High on Life podcast. Welcome. And thank you for joining us. We've got an agenda here.
Why don't you... Here, I'll slide that over with my foot. You're on the iPad.
Okay. We've got this.
Better stick to the script, hey.
Oh man, this is actually really strange because... You know, this isn't like normal vlogging. This is like, we're just talking to each other. Yeah,
it's a very different angle. Well, not like that. That's not a pun. I'm not throwing any puns out yet.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, this is the High on Life podcast. This is the first one. We're going to be doing many more in the future. And honestly, like, we don't really know what this podcast is going to be in the future, but I know, like, for me, I would love it to be a place where creators can come together and just like talk like this, you know?
I've never been big in the podcast thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a couple of Joe Rogans, give you that, but I just don't really do podcasts. I'm kind of behind the times in a lot of things. I don't even listen to Spotify. I have it. I just don't use it. I just have music on my phone. But anyways, podcasts are super popular. They're a thing. And I get that it's like a way to be creative and to have, and like even YouTube channels can be podcasts and stuff now, or you can have it on iTunes and all this stuff. But I guess what I'm trying to say is... Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be like either. I have no idea.
Yeah, this is so new for us. I was really a big proponent of having a podcast for High on Life for like several months now. And now that we're doing it, finally, I'm like really nervous and I don't really know what to say even. But I've got like a bunch of stuff to talk about.
You got your notes ready.
I've got my notes ready, actually, for sure. First thing we want to get out of the way is what is the name of this podcast, really?
Yeah, you know what? We threw that little poll in the chat, and I don't think anything was really standing out, but I think the High on Life podcast looked like it was potentially the winner.
Okay, so we're between two names.
The High on Life podcast, the High on Life experience, the what else is the other one?
The whole story.
The whole story. Is it spelled HOL like whole or WHOLE?
No, it's like WHOLE.
And are we telling the whole story?
Well, that's I think when Arjun explained it to us last night, he said, "Oh, we are going to be telling the whole story about everything," which I thought was like, okay, that's awesome. I like that.
Fuck, man, we got shit to say. You want to start some controversy? It's not going to get taken well by everybody, I tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what, like creators, content creators, and travel creators, whatever you want to call them. I don't think there really has been a place for them to, speak at length like this. And, I think it would be a great place for us to host, our friends who are also in this space. Like, you were talking to Furious Pete recently, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, how awesome would it be for you to just talk to each other about life, challenges, all that kind of stuff in this, this space?
It would have been a great plan if we were doing this like 1.5 weeks ago because he was just here and then he's back home. And so now next time I see him, I'm probably going out his way to Toronto area.
Yeah.
But like, we could talk about working out. We could talk about eating at high speeds or eating gross things.
Yeah,
like
for
Furious
sure.
Pete and I have a lot in common. He's just better at all of the things than I am. Damn. Which is pretty cool.
Really? You're admitting that like this guy is better than you and everything?
Well, he's better than me at most like strength things, and he's better than me at most eating things. And those are two things that I sort of pride myself on. So that's hard to take, you know?
Yeah.
But he's a great guy.
I remember you eating that super hot chili in Bali. And is that like...
That was stupid. There's a video on High on Life channel right now where it's Furious Pete pepper spraying me after I eat a ghost pepper dipped in hot sauce that is hotter than the ghost pepper. Wow. Meanwhile, in Bali, I ate a spicy pepper.
Okay, that doesn't compare at all, everybody. Okay, that doesn't compare. Anyway, yeah, so we're still trying to decide what the name of this podcast is going to be. I personally like the High on Life podcast because it's interesting. The High on Life experience also sounds interesting because it abbreviates to whole, HOLE.
Which could be the whole story.
Yeah, so we got into
It's a story with holes in it. Yeah, there's no W.
That's what we got into like last night because we were like, oh, HOL, whole, the whole story. Yeah. I think we should. Do you think we should leave it up to our audience to decide what the name of this podcast is going to be?
No, absolutely not. We've done that before. And if they get to actually choose based on what wins in the poll, you're screwed. So what happens will be they'll put out some ideas and we will inevitably decide based on the top, 4 or 5.
Right.
We started doing, this is back in 2012.
Yeah.
We started doing an interactive YouTube video series where it was like, hey, we're going to this place this week. Here's the poll for things to do, like name, or they created the whole poll. And so we had some weird stuff show up that somebody would put like streak a soccer field naked, streak a soccer game naked, right? Mm-hmm. And we're just like in the middle of Cambodia. Like, I don't even know how we're going to find a soccer game or a field. I don't know if I'm comfortable doing any streaking here. We can't, but everyone voted on it. Someone put it in the poll. Everybody voted. They're like, yeah, I want to see you guys do that. And, and then it's just like, well, I'm not doing it.
So you didn't end up doing it?
No, I think we had to message all of our friends and be like, hey, can you please go online and just vote for this other option, which body paint a swimsuit or something.
Oh, which ended up becoming...
Which became the Vietnamese sand tiger.
Yeah, Vietnamese sand tiger. One of the legendary...
But we had to ask our friends to vote on something so that the winning one, which was so silly, didn't win. And then we had to change our grounds for why we had to do them or why not.
You know, another like very recent example of not letting our viewers choose the names was during the Great American Road Trip. I'm sure you remember. Yeah. The first day we were deciding what the name of our trailer should be. And I don't know who came up with it. I think it was my girlfriend. She came up with the idea of, oh, you guys should call it Trailer Swift. And then I put that in the poll. And at the end of the day, everyone thought it was super punny and hilarious. And that won by a landslide compared to like Big Blue or whatever.
Big Red.
Big Red.
That was mine. I wish it was Big Red. I also like Trailer Swift. I do. And it's grown on me.
Yeah.
But Big Red was mine. I think it's simple, cunning, crafty, throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Wait a minute, that thing's blue. Why is it called Big Red? You know?
It gets people thinking for like just like a second.
Yep.
Right. I was going to mention, we also have other members of the team. They're just not here right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Who's one of them? Oof. Do you remember any of the other members?
Yeah.
Yeah, who?
Dan Usher.
Oh.
And all the Toronto boys. Blake, Sam, Justin in particular.
Yeah.
They're just, they've been helping us with a lot of projects in the last few years. And Dan in particular has been on many of our recent trips overseas. So like Spain, he was with us in Barcelona. He was with us in Paris. He was with us in Rome. Then he went to Iceland with us, came to Sayulita, Mexico. Like these are all the last trips. And then he was in Bali with us just recently. So like, but in Bali, we also got to meet Blake. Well, some of us had already met Blake, and Sam came back out for a little bit. And Justin, that was the first time I met him. But these guys, they're the Toronto boys for us.
Yeah, for sure.
They're part of the team. They weren't really named in that last video though, and I feel bad because I wrote that script and I didn't put them in.
It was pretty last minute, and
I know it was, but
yeah. Well, we're changing up the way we do things, really, to be honest. What I was going to say about
that's the truth.
Well, what I was going to say about the Toronto team, it was they edited the last tribute video that you saw on our channel, which was called Here in the Now, the final tribute to Riker, Alexei, and Megan. And honestly, one of the most incredible videos that I think, I've seen in terms of, encapsulating what, these guys are all about.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go click on it. It's about 5 minutes and it's worth it. They're good at what they do, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, so follow Dan Usher on Instagram. I think his name is
Photos by Usher.
Yeah, at Photos by Usher on Instagram.
That's right.
Yeah, and the rest.
Oh, I don't know. We'll put it in later somehow.
We'll put it in later.
This isn't live, right?
No. Hey, Ben, can you put up a text here? No, nothing. No, okay, I'll do it later. I was also
he's the editor of this video, right?
I'm the editor of this video.
And the leader. All right, lead away. What do we got? What's our topic?
I haven't even got to that part yet. We were still going to talk about Justis and Kenzo.
Who and who? Just kidding, guys.
One of them gets really angry all the time.
Yep.
I'm just joking. And one of them is away right now.
Wow, one of those is way worse than the other.
Yeah, for sure. So Justice is here, and he's not here right now with us because he is busy working.
Yeah, he was out doing some stuff with Ben earlier today, actually, but he's got some things to do tonight.
And Kenzo is actually all the way in Tonga. He is experiencing one of the most incredible things I've heard. He's apparently watching whales give birth. Is that true?
There's a birthing thing with that? I didn't know that. I just know he's hanging out with whales, but he always does that.
Yeah, so apparently he was telling me that he's been wanting to go on this trip for the last 5 years, this scuba diving trip in Tonga.
And he's put it off a few times too.
Yeah, for sure. He's put it off for a while, for 5 years. Because
other things keep coming up. It's around that time, end of summer, beginning of the new school year.
So he's saying that he's getting incredible footage. I've seen a bit of it.
Yeah, I think some of this.
Some of the guys have seen some of this footage, and to be honest, that's pretty incredible to watch whales come together, make babies or produce babies or something.
Yeah, that is incredible. What large mammals they are.
Have you been around like whales at all?
No, not really. In Sayulita, this recent trip to Mexico, I think just under a year ago, we saw them pretty close from boat. That's like the closest I've been to whales. I've never really swam with them. I've never dove with them. Wow. Hey, Josh, I got a question for you. This is your first podcast ever.
Yeah.
How are you feeling so far now that you were, 10, 15 minutes in? You got the pre-jitters out? And
I
feeling good?
I think I like it. I like talking a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, we all know that. What's funny is I keep thinking that I should look back to the cameras and be like, this is what's going on right now. But I think just for the sake of it being a podcast, I'm supposed to just converse with you and
for sure
fourth wall, right?
That's right. I don't know why I keep looking here. I think I might have like a
because you're acting host like we would in our blogs.
I guess that's true. Or maybe I have like some sort of mental thing going on. I don't know.
I think it's just on camera. Like you dressed up as Abraham Lincoln at Washington, D.C., and you spoke to the camera and like held a game show for us at the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So like for you to be here in front of the camera, I would not be surprised for you to be like, so this is the team. This is what we got going on. You're just talking straight to the cam,
Yeah.
Why don't you spend some time talking to me? You know, I'm here.
Yeah. You know what? I think this is the longest amount of time that we talk to each other in general.
In general, no, I don't think so.
Most of our conversations.
We lived in a mobile box for 70 days or so I don't know about that.
Yeah, but like
uninterrupted.
Yeah, uninterrupted. Okay, more than 15 minutes, like streams of consciousness. I don't think.
How's it going so far? How you holding up?
My heart's beating fast because it's like I've never experienced this kind of thing with him. So,
all right. Well, we got to wrap things up here, Josh.
Do we actually?
Actually, yeah.
How many more minutes?
2.
Do we have?
Tops. 1 minute.
We have 1 minute left in this podcast?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right. All right, everybody. I'm just going to say everything in my notes here really quickly.
Nice.
Yeah. We are on a lot of social platforms. You can follow us on YouTube, here, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook as well. And we are going to be getting back into the game here. We got a bunch of content coming up this month, a bunch of adventures. And it's kind of like a new chapter for all of us. I don't know if you think
No, it really, absolutely. It's like a new book for all of us almost.
Yeah. And I got to say that even though that, Riker and Alexi and Megan are not here, I think they would be very proud to see of the things that we are going to be doing in the next couple of months and, in the next couple, however many years this channel goes on.
Hey, as long as we can keep, encouraging and inspiring other people to even just like having a better day from watching a video, like as long as that keeps happening, they'll be proud.
For sure. And so before we go, let us know what you thought of today's podcast, who you might want to hear from, what kind of content you want to hear. And we're signing off for tonight.
All right. See you all.